All right, I finally did it. Finally checked another classic off of my list. I just finished Treasure Island. I understand why it's a classic, but it didn't really impress me too much. Jumping into this book and finally checking this classic off my list felt like I was doing something right. You know, it's a classic for a reason. You can really see the influence of this in pretty much all modern piracy type books. You know, even the Pirates of the Caribbean, you know, it really shows how it was the blueprint for pretty much everything that we know. It's got treasure maps, it's got mutiny. Long John Silver's, isn't it? You know? Crazy. Haven't had that place in years, but you know, he's in there. Also, I never knew that he was a cook in a pirate novel, you know? You learn something new every day. But reading it now after reading so many faster paced, higher octane books that I have recently, it was just too slow for me personally. I understand why it's a classic and it's a kid's book, but you know, like I said, the pacing was just, I think, something that really kind of disconnected me from absolutely loving the book. I give it 3 stars, not because it was bad or anything like that, but like I said, there wasn't that high octane tension that I love to read in books like this. Also the style of writing. Old style of writing kind of keeps me at arm's length. I find it a little bit more difficult to read, and I think that takes away from it a little bit from me. It's a little slower pacing, you know, that kind of thing. I never really got able to emotionally connect to the characters or the story a ton, but I did very much appreciate the atmosphere and the tropes and everything that were in the book. I really enjoyed that portion of it, but with the pacing, it was just very, very slow. With all that said, I really respect what Stevenson did with this book. I mean, it is the blueprint for piracy in novels, movies, everything that today. And you know, that's a legacy that he built with that. He basically created this genre with all these elements that are still used today, which is really cool. I finished it. It wasn't my favorite read of all time, but it was really cool reading the story that pretty much started it all in terms of pirate tropes. And that was really fun. But you know, would I read it again? Probably not. Have you guys read a classic that didn't hit quite as hard as you thought it would?